Hello IP5 and welcome to this week's class. So last week we finished our chapter, so we're going to move on to another chapter, and we're actually going to go backwards this time, and we're going to go back to chapter 2. And this chapter is all about puberty, and puberty is a time in our lives when our bodies are going to change. So everyone will go through puberty, so it's something that's important for us to listen and understand about, because our body is going to change very quickly, and we have to understand why our body is changing, and we need to understand how to deal with the changes that our body is going through. And we also need to understand what kind of changes are happening in our body as we are growing older. Okay? So if you go to page 13, please. I'm going to read, so open up chapter 2, page 13. I'm going to read this, and I want you to follow and listen very carefully as I'm going through this chapter, okay? Or through the class. So the first one here is just a quick question, and this is a very good question to help you think about what we are going to be talking about in this chapter. And the first one is, how has your body changed since last year? Okay, how has your body changed since last year? So I want you to think about it. Has your body changed? Have you noticed any changes in your body? Okay, well, we're going to talk about what kind of changes are going to happen to your body as you are getting older. Okay, so I'm going to start reading, so please follow. Ready? Puberty is the phase in our life when our body starts to change from that of a child to that of an adult. On average, puberty begins at the age of 11 to 13 and ends by the age of 18. Girls usually enter the puberty phase 2 years earlier than boys. During this period, they undergo not only physiological changes, but also psychological and behavioral changes. So I'm going to explain what all of that means now. So basically, puberty is a change to your body where you change from a child to an adult. Okay? So to become an adult, your body has to go through lots of different kinds of changes to help you develop into an adult. Okay? So it's not just a base that just because you are 20 or 30 years old that you become an adult, that you're an adult just because you're growing older in age. That's not what makes you an adult. What makes you an adult is when your body changes from that of a child, which you are all children now, into an adult. So your body has to go through a change to make you into an adult. Okay? And this puberty begins between the ages of 11 and 13. So if you're around these ages now, maybe you are noticing these changes already. And if not, if you haven't started noticing these changes already, these changes will come within the next 2 or 3 years, and these will help you. So this will help you understand what changes are happening in your body. Okay? And then the very last line here says, during this period, they undergo not only physiological changes. So physiological changes, we're going to learn about these in this class today, but just to help you, physiological changes are the changes that we can see that happens to our body. So there are changes that happen to our body that we can see. And we're going to talk about those changes today. And then, but also psychological and behavioral changes. So psychological are the things that are inside us, okay? So the changes that happen in our brains, all the way down throughout our body, okay? So mostly our brain. Our psychological is the way we think, okay? So you will change the way you think about everything. So the psychological is inside our body, so basically our brain. And then behavioral changes. So the way that you act, the way that you do things, the way you think about things, the reason that you do things, these are all going to change as you're getting older. Okay, so the things that you like now and the way that you act now will be different in a few years because your body will be transforming from that of a child to that of an adult. Okay, so we're going to talk about physiological, the changes that we can see in our bodies. We're going to talk about them today. Okay, so please turn over to page 14. Okay, excuse me. So page 14 is physiological changes. Okay, so I really hope that everybody listens and pays attention while I'm reading today, because this is all really important to help you grow, to help you while you are growing up. Okay, while you are going through these changes, it's very important that you understand and know what the changes are. Okay, before puberty, the physical body of a boy and a girl are almost the same. During puberty, major changes to the body in terms of size, shape, composition, and functions begin to take place. Okay, so basically what this means is, before puberty, before we hit the age of puberty, between 11 and 13, boys and girls' bodies look almost identical. They look almost the same. Okay, we know that there's things that are different, but if you look at them, they look almost the exact same as each other. Then you go into puberty. Once you start puberty, your body changes, and there's a big difference between a boy's body and a girl's body. And we can see those changes. Okay, so that is what we're going to talk about. And some of the changes then are the size of the body. So people will change different sizes. The shape. So girls' bodies will change shape more than boys' bodies. The composition and functions. So the makeup of our body, how it develops and why it is developing, they all change. Okay, so let's look at the physiological changes in boys. Okay, so first we're going to look at the physiological changes in boys, and then we'll look at the physiological changes in girls. Okay, so the first one, physiological changes in boys. Weight and height increase rapidly. Okay, what this means is, when a boy is going through puberty, his weight changes. Maybe you are a very, very skinny boy, but when you go into puberty, it will be much easier for you to put on weight, to get bigger. And also, while it's easier for you to put on weight, your body, your height is going to change really, really quickly. So if you're very small now, once you start puberty, you start growing, and you grow very, very quickly. So you could grow from a small person into a very tall person. Okay? It's something that you will really notice. Like, you will notice that your clothes don't fit you the same before. You will notice that you're taller than your friends, because maybe you're growing more quicker than they are growing, even though they're all going through puberty, but maybe you're growing faster than other people. So you will notice that you're getting taller around other people. And also, you'll notice if you're putting on a lot more weight, because clothes that used to be loose will be very tight. And you'll notice that when you eat, the food stays in your stomach longer. You can feel that you're heavier. So you'll have to exercise much more to keep that weight down. Okay, so these are things that you will notice. Muscles start to grow bigger and stronger. So this is very important in men, in boys, when we're going through puberty, that our muscles, that you might think that you have big muscles now, but they will get much bigger when you're going through puberty, and you will become a much stronger person too, a stronger boy too. Okay, so our muscles will grow. That means they'll get bigger, and they will get stronger too. Okay, so maybe at home now, maybe you can't open the jar, but when you're going through puberty, because you get stronger, you'll be able to open a jar no problem. You won't have to ask your parents to open it for you. You'll be able to do it yourself because you will be getting stronger. Your shoulders grow wider. Okay, so this is something that you see in boys. Your shoulders will grow wider. Okay, so now your shoulders might be like this, but when you go through puberty, they will grow out, and you'll see that your shoulders have gotten bigger. Okay, but they actually grow out this way. Okay, so our body will grow out like this, and you will get pimples all over your face. Okay, you'll see that you get lots and lots of pimples when you're going through puberty. Okay, it's something that will happen to everybody, boys and girls. You'll all get pimples when we're going through puberty. And body odor may appear. So maybe you're not a very smelly person now, but when you're going through puberty, because there are lots of changes that are happening in your body, chemical changes inside your body that are happening, you will notice that you smell much quicker and much worse. Okay, so you get bad body odor smells. Your body begins to smell, and you will notice that your body is smelling, whereas before you probably never ever noticed that your body smelled. Okay, next one. Voice deepens. Okay, so your voice gets deeper. So you'll notice that your voice is changing as you're getting older. Okay, so you won't have a small squeaky voice anymore. When you get when you're going through puberty, your voice will get deeper and deeper and deeper, so that you'll become more of an adult voice. Okay, or a manly voice, I guess, is probably the better word. Facial hair and body hair, especially pubic hair and underarm hair, begin to grow. Okay, so you will notice that you are starting to grow mustaches. You're starting to grow a beard. This will only happen when you are going through puberty. Okay, so you go through puberty and then you'll start finding facial hair. Okay, you'll start getting facial hair. You'll also start getting hair underneath your arms. Okay, hair will grow very rapidly underneath your arms, and also in the pubic area. So the pubic area is your area downstairs. Okay, your private area. You will start getting hair in that area too. Okay, so you'll start getting hair all over your body. Okay, your testes increase in size. So your testicles, which are in your private area, they will grow bigger. Okay, so you will notice that they are getting bigger too. And also nocturnal emissions, which are called wet dreams, they begin to occur, but they will happen later on, and we can deal with that later on. We don't need to go through that right now. Okay, changes in girls, the physiological changes in girls. So, like boys, your weight and height will increase rapidly also. Okay. 2. Breasts begin to develop. So you will notice that your bodies are very, very flat now, but as you're going through puberty, your breasts will actually get bigger, okay? And they will get bigger as you are going through puberty. So the more that you are turning into an adult, the bigger that they will grow. So it's important that you are aware that your breasts will get bigger as you are growing up, okay? As you are growing through your teenage years and going through puberty. Hips grow wider and become curvier. So in boys, we talked about the shoulders getting wider. Well, in girls, your hips will get wider, okay? And your body becomes curvier, okay? So right now, your body probably looks like this, but as you're going through puberty, you will start getting a curvier body, which you will also notice too, that your hips are getting wider too. Pimples and body odor may occur. So the exact same with boys. You too will get pimples, and you will also get body odor as well. So you'll start noticing that your body is smelling more. And that's because of the chemical changes that are happening inside of our body. You'll get pubic hair, and underarm hair will begin to grow. So the same for boys. In your pubic area, in your private area, you will notice that you are getting hair down there. And you will also get hair underneath your arms also. And then finally, menstruation starts. So this is what we call a period. You will start getting a period, which is a release of blood from inside your body. You will get these every 30 days. Okay, so this again is something that we will talk about later on. So, but it's just to be aware. So these are the physiological changes that happen in boys and girls. And this is all due to puberty. Okay, so let's have a look at the questions that you need to write in your copybooks and answer today. What does physiological change mean? Okay, so I've explained lots and I want you to put it into your own words. What does physiological change mean? Question number 2. What physiological changes do boys go through? Very easy. You can just write physiological changes in boys and write all of these. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 points to write for physiological changes in boys. And finally, what physiological changes do girls go through? You just need to write down here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points for physiological changes that girls go through. That's all you need to do. Nice and easy, nothing very difficult with your homework this week. So that's all for this class. Thank you very much and see you again next week. Bye-bye.